How do you stay in touch with your past clients? What do you do? Like,
a little bit of everything. You know, I mean, of course, I'm top of mind online, but besides that, I'm a big promoter of mailers. Like,
mail is old school.
What do you mean it's old school? What do you mean it's old school?
Come on, you mailing?
What do you mean? You're having a cigar right now? That's old school.
No, cigars. I enjoy cigar. Who's gonna enjoy your mail?
Somebody always. You get something on the mail. It's not about.
I always throw it away.
My mailers, I mean, like, I'll send my pretty face, right? Maybe pretty. And I'll send it on the basketball camera.
Oh, they're gonna put it on the fridge and
they
say,
put it with a magnet. Sometimes it happens all the time. People save it. I have so many times, and people like, you know.
You got email, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got a bunch of.
You think everybody's on it? What about my client that's like doesn't go on that stuff, or doesn't have time? You think everybody's playing around the computer like you?
Hey guys, we're here for another episode. Today is a special one. We're doing it at the Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge on Harlem Avenue, Harwood Heights. We're doing it with Greg Chironi. That's one of the biggest agents here in Chicago, getting all kinds of awards every year, selling a bunch of properties. We're going to be talking about everything real estate, market, investments, some tips for newer agents. So super excited, Greg. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks so much. Yeah,
hey,
pleasure.
Thanks for having me. By
yeah,
the way.
definitely.
I appreciate it.
So
and you're one of the top-notch guys too. So
yeah, trying, you know. Not there yet, but you know.
No, step by step.
So let's talk about maybe somebody doesn't know you. Maybe
yes.
like how long you've been in the business, how you got there, you know.
So I've been in the business about. I got licensed in 2003, so now it's going to be 20 years starting next year, and it's been a long journey. But the first 5 years I did it part-time because it took time, right? I had to build up and everything, and a lot of hard work.
You were a teller, yeah?
What?
You were a teller?
Bank? Yeah, I was a teller. I was in banking.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was in banking. I was working, and at one point I was working 2 jobs.
2 jobs.
You know, I was doing 2 jobs at the same time and just working all the time.
Trying to get the real estate going?
Yeah. Real estate going, but mainly was as soon as I saved 1 year's salary.
Yeah.
That was a big thing because I don't want to like take the risk. You know, now in these days it's different, right? You got social media, you got Facebook. You could kind of like
jumpstart it a little
bit, right?
Yeah.
Back then, like literally, I didn't even have MapQuest. I needed to get a map in the gas station and figure out my.
2003, I was still in Ukraine.
You were
in
Ukraine.
School.
Wow, nice.
It was in 10th grade.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see, you're younger than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, you had to figure stuff out, you know. And then once I got my first year of salary saved up, like I felt comfortable to go all in. I went all in.
And now, 20 years.
20 years.
So now you're selling 100 properties a year, roughly.
Yeah, average. At least for the past decade.
For the past decade. You were already sufficient and doing a lot of sales in 2007-8 when the market crashed.
So 2008 was when I went in all the way.
Yeah.
I went all in, and I started full time. And that was like probably the worst time. Everybody's like, what are you doing? You're quitting your banking job. You're going all in real estate.
Everything's crashing.
Yeah, but actually it was a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Because everybody was...
There's only way up now.
Yes, correct. And then although a lot of agents got out of the business.
Right.
And the reason they got out of their business because they got spoiled.
Yeah.
And I was hungry like crazy. So I would go, to the foreclosure, did short sales, went to the house that was no heat on it. It was freezing. You name it.
Right.
And so that's how I built up a lot of my business.
How were you generating it? How were you generating?
A little bit of everything. A lot of my own sphere, right? The sphere of the people that I know that I built up relationship with over the years. That was big.
Phone call, text message.
And then you got to do the phone calls. You got to do the market. You got to brand yourself little by little. You start branding yourself. You kind of got to do it all. Right?
In the beginning, you have no money. You're starting.
Oh, absolutely.
What are you doing? You're doing like text, phone call.
Yeah.
No social media back then.
No social media at all.
Right.
Zero. Sometimes you meet, like today we're here, right?
Yeah.
We're at the cigar lounge. And I would go, like, I'm Italian, so we have a lot of little cafes.
Yeah.
Get an espresso, get cappuccino, croissant,
Right.
I used to go there, just hang out.
Yeah.
And say hi to me. People are like, hey, how are you, Greg? I'm like, I'm doing good, They're like, what are you doing? How's business? And I used to talk about real estate. And just kind of like, even if I didn't, let's say had nothing, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have no business, but I used to talk about it. So it's kind of like.
It's a big piece. I'm gonna let it out. It's a big piece. When I'm talking to newer agents, I'm telling them, the more you read about real estate, any Inman news, hey, Crane's Business Chicago, anything, the more you read, the more you can talk about real estate when somebody asks you. You can be more knowledgeable. You can say things that they don't know about, and then you're going to think, this realtor actually knows more. This is good professional. I gotta go and talk to them.
That's true.
Hire them.
That's true.
That's been like one of the things that I was going into parties and different social events, and I wonder like I'm picking up these clients and I'm like, what are they seeing in me? And it was just lately I was just realizing that it's just that I'm so passionate about this stuff. I read it all the time.
Passion is huge,
and it just kind of like exposes. I guess
it's true. It's true.
So,
I think you gotta keep learning, right?
Yeah.
You gotta keep learning and be passionate about it and love what you do.
Like you've seen bad market, good market.
Yeah, I've seen it all, kind of, in a way.
Is it bad market right now?
I don't think it's bad. You've
seen worse?
Oh, a lot worse.
For
a
me,
lot worse.
I'll tell you, 2018, I was still trying to get it going.
Okay.
2017.
That's not that long ago.
4 years ago.
You've done a lot of stuff for 4 years ago? Come on.
24/7.
That's huge.
24/7, man.
Non-stop, right?
It's non-stop.
I know.
Non-stop, and my wife is helping me. She's pushing me,
supporting
and
wife.
also and she's also doing sales, and we're like a team. And in 2018, I saw interest rates were at 5 something.
Okay.
And everybody in the office were saying like, there's market's slowing down. I'm just trying to get it going, so I don't really feel it. But now looking back, I feel like that was the only slowdown that I've seen so far.
Yeah. In 2018, you say?
And then 2020, when the coronavirus just started.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right in the beginning.
2 months were slow.
Yeah.
But I've been watching too many YouTube and podcast videos.
Yeah.
I was just getting into, and I would call for sale by owners all the time.
That's awesome.
And I would go into appointments.
Awesome.
And somehow, boom, everything opened up, and then I got busy.
everything,
So I couldn't even have enough time to worry.
You don't even have a chance to get worried. Yeah, I agree. I think if you're steady, like I never really, in the beginning when I started my career, probably I was a little slower, right? But once I took off, I took off. Once you have like a system, right? You maintain the relationship, you maintain with your fear, you call them, people, then your phone will ring.
Follow-up is
huge.
Huge. That's where the money is.
Yeah.
All the money is in the follow-up.
Follow-up.
That's like one thing is for somebody maybe listening to us, and I'm not saying that's everybody, but a lot of contractors, they're good at their craft, but a lot of them need to upgrade their sales skills. They would give out a lot of estimates, and it's just, I've had this experience.
I love you saying that.
I have this experience.
I think the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because the craft is good, but then just a little bit more sales skills, or hire somebody to do it and help you with.
Yeah.
You'll get more sales. You'll get more. There's going to be more income. There's going to be.
I think it's kind of like with the leads, right? A lot of agents get leads in these days. They go on Zillow. They got all this marketing stuff, and that's great. But it's all about the conversion too. Like you could meet 10 people, but if you only convert 1 out of 10. And I could meet 5 and convert 4 out of 5. It doesn't matter how many people you meet or how many leads you get. One
thing I heard the first time I got into real estate, the guy told me, I'm the worst salesperson, but if I talk to 10 people and you only talk to 1 and you're the best, I'll perform you anyway. It's just a numbers game in the beginning. Then your skills get better. Then your conversion rate goes higher. But in the beginning, you just have to just do a lot of work. Just throw mud against the wall, see what sticks. Keep trying everything,
Yeah, you got to be out there, and you do the right thing, right? I think if you do the right thing, you have a good reputation. As God bless, I think one of my main thing is reputation.
Reputation.
Yeah, because 80% of my business is all referral. It's all referrals. People that I took care in the past, and they remember me. But of course, besides that, you still got to do something, right? You got to be top of mind. So you have to send them a piece of, they'll get a sports calendar with my face, every quarter, right? Or they'll see me on Facebook, even like a silly video, whatever.
You hear realtors saying but did they know I'm realtor? Yeah, right.
No,
they know, but they forget. They don't think about you. They don't think about you.
People forget, yeah.
Of course.
You almost forget about what you eat the night before. Come on.
I don't remember if I have to think about what I ate last night or something.
No, people forget, And then they go to a party, right? You could have, like Thanksgiving is coming up. You go to Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden your cousin's a realtor.
Right.
And
that's it.
Yeah, and that's it.
And then you're going to be losing your clients as well. Like a family member gets the license, They
Of
feel like,
course.
I mean, I have to help the family member.
Of course,
Now,
absolutely.
so you can't really stop. There's
But-
never like
yeah.
a comfort zone as well. That's
Yeah.
another thing. The
Yeah.
real estate is a grind.
It's a grind. It's a grind.
All the time.
But that's why you have to like, it kind of like, you be top of mind, right? And then also you show proof of success, right? You show like, you're still selling, you're knowledgeable, you're always there to answer their phone calls.
Yeah.
Maybe even
Big time.
Maybe they don't
Big one.
need your help with the real estate. Maybe they need a painter, or maybe they need somebody in construction, or they need some advice, right? And you're gonna be there for them. That's all.
You have a time when you don't pick up a phone?
I don't pick up the phone all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
No, like if the client's calling and it's like 9, I'm calling tomorrow. You have
No,
that?
I will always at least text back.
Yeah.
If I'm with somebody like right now, my phone is turned around because I don't want to be rude,
Yeah,
in front of
right.
the person I have with me. But I will always text back, even if it's at midnight, 1 o'clock, and maybe I'll say I'm at an event. I will get back to you tomorrow. I'm sorry. So I at least acknowledge their, that they made the contact with me. It's all about acknowledging.
Yeah. I try if I have a moment, when my phone is ringing, I can't pick it up. I'm not.
Yeah.
My kid is not around because it's going to be yelling, or I'm trying to do something else. Then I'm picking up anytime.
You
pretty
are.
much.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty much. But if it's like 10 o'clock and I'm watching the movie, I'm going to be ruining the situation I have right now.
Of
So
course.
that's that's a little bit different. But then
Of course.
there's no time for me like 8 a.m. I'm picking up a phone if I'm not changing my pants.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
You don't
just-
have a set schedule.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm in front of my computer already at 8 o'clock and that's the phone ringing, I'm picking up. No problem.
Yeah.
I'm ready. So, but
Yeah.
some people have this, like I've heard it when I started. After 6, I don't pick up.
No, when you're in real estate, right? You're a realtor. You really, you gotta live and breathe the job. It becomes, it's not a job. It's just who I am. Mm-hmm. It's not a job anymore. It's who I am. I'm always on. There's not like you're working 9 to 5. After 5, you don't talk anymore about your job. No, I'm always on. I talk about it all the time. But I love it.
Yeah. These
You know
last 2 years, you can't clock off. There's no time off. There's no minute off. Like you're on showings, you're on appointments all the time. You come back home and then you keep writing offers, you keep negotiating.
Yeah.
It just never stops.
Yeah.
Never stops. What do you think about the interest rates?
You gotta.
What are they now? 7?
What do you gotta do? The 7 or something? But they had to go up. Unfortunately, let's say the truth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
If you have to be living under the rock, not expecting the rates are going up.
They cover, not that I want to say, but the government, COVID, we should have had a crash when COVID happened.
Right.
And that's why we had a little slowdown.
Right.
And they cover up the crash. They stopped, they made sure that we didn't crash. And that's why they lowered the interest rate, to keep the economy going.
Right.
And they gave a lot of money away.
Yeah.
But at one point, you want to protect your dollar too, right?
Yeah.
You don't want your money to lose value.
That's right.
So they had to go up, and they had to slow things down. But again, you got to see it. There's always good and pro and cons on any market.
But if you were the buyer, you were thinking about buying last year, and now you're looking at the market, it's like it's against you.
Kind of. I think if you're the buyer last year, you got a great rate, right? So you still got a deal, and if you're locked in, if you're buying for long term, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about at all. In the long term, you'll be fine. And if you're a buyer now, it's even better time because now you could get a deal.
You will,
right?
The bank charges you more money,
Yeah.
but you can get a better deal negotiating with the seller.
Correct.
And there's other things that the banks are now offering, the buy downs, the new thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be new programs coming out helping buyers.
There is.
Yeah.
And then your goal should be always paying down your principal. Right? So if you're buying a little bit lower, you could always refinance later on and figure something out. As long as your principal is going to be lower than, if you find a good deal.
You bigger proponent of paying down properties or leveraging the most?
I don't know. We're from Europe, so in Europe it's all about owning it free and clear, right?
Yeah.
And not leveraging, right?
Yeah.
I do a little bit both.
Yeah.
My primary residence, I probably like to buy. I want to be safe because if I got to go work at McDonald's one day or don't have no job, I know my lifestyle is not going to change, right? But my investment, I do like to leverage, but in a smart way. Not too crazy, there's a lot of YouTube channels and people tell you, You know,
pull the money,
do a
pull
little bit. But that goes so far. I seen 08, 09 when at one point, you know, some people lost it all because they were over leveraged.
Dave Ramsey lost it all.
Because he was over leveraged and he had ARMs. He didn't have fixed products.
Right.
He didn't have fixed loan products. You know, if you get a fixed loan product, then you're golden.
Yeah.
But if you have all these ARMs, and ARMs is like interest only, right, for 3-5 years, and then all of a sudden the economy change and the rate change, all of a sudden you get stuck and you lose it all, like Dave Ramsey did. You know, so you got to be smart on leveraging.
So primary residence, you're a bigger proponent. Pay it off. Try to pay it off.
Yes.
Because it's a liability.
It's your house. It's where your family
memories.
You know, it's your memories with your family. You know, you need a roof on, for your kids, for yourself.
Would you recommend the ARM on the primary?
No.
If the rate is 1.5% lower.
On a primary?
Yeah.
ARM?
What if the rate is 1.5%?
I would always do fixed. No. Because worst case scenario, because we can't predict the future. If you do an ARM, you're gambling against your own house. On the rate, what about rates? What about inflation keeps going and rates become 10, 11, 12%? And then what are you going to do? And your job, you risk it all. You risk your primary residence. I would not. I would do a fixed rate, even at 6, 7, 8% right now.
What if you get an ARM for 10 years and then you have 10 years to think about it? What if the rates could be going down somewhere in the process?
10 years is a long time. Decade is a long time. Maybe a decade, depend on the deal. You know, and depend also what kind of money you have also saved up, right? If you bought a house for $300,000 and you get in this ARM, even if it's like a 5 years ARM, but you have $150,000 in the bank, you got some money to pay it off eventually.
Yeah.
You know, so it depends where you're at. But if you're doing like an ARM and you have no money and you put 0% down, then it's dangerous. It's really risky.
For sure. Primary residence, your own house, you have to understand that this is liability. That's an expense. It doesn't produce any income, right?
Yeah,
so you have
of course.
to understand this is not an investment.
As in primary residence, and my own house right now is dead money.
Dead money.
It's dead money. I make zero.
But you don't want to pull it out.
I know. I don't want to pull it out because I don't want to risk.
Yeah.
But I know it's dead money. So don't get me wrong. I'm not happy for it. Absolutely not. You know. But what are you gonna do?
Grant Cardone says don't buy.
Grant Cardone is a little tricky. You know, I like Grant Cardone. He says don't buy your primary residence, right?
Yeah, he says everybody should rent.
But I heard, I don't know, in my opinion, and not my opinion, I mean what I heard, one of his first properties where he made a good money on it was on a primary residence. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how he made most of his profit, and then he went on to buy a lot of investments.
Yeah. So recently he bought a house too.
It would depend where you're at. Yeah, recently he bought a house. You know, it depends where you're at in life, I think.
Yeah. So going back to today's market, 7% interest rate is tough for the buyer, but you can now negotiate with the seller, get the better price, because a couple months ago we were just going overpriced big time. You know, interest is lower, but then we're paying 30, 40, 50 over ask, and we have to bring the money.
Yeah,
cash.
You got to bring the difference to
close the
appraisal gap. You got to do appraisal gap, right? Yeah.
So what's better now, really? If you think about it, what's better? Do this or try to negotiate, and now, of course, you will have a higher interest rate. Maybe you can refinance it when it goes down.
Yeah, I think it's all about. It depends where people are at, right? Everybody are in different stage of their life. Some people just got married and they need a house for husband and wife and for their child. So maybe they're thinking, but if they're thinking, in my opinion, what I tell my clients, if you're going to live there 7-10 years, then don't worry about it. That's a long time.
Right.
Don't overstretch. Just pay attention to the market. See what's going on. You know what I mean? Don't just forget about appeal your taxes. Make sure you keep track of the rates if they go up and down, refinance.
That's what we're here for, to step in and follow up on a regular basis. Yes. Send out some updates. Give them information.
That's what we're here to.
That's another tip for maybe an agent who's watching. That's your job is not just to help them sell and buy.
Correct.
Stay in touch and provide all the kind of updates.
Yeah.
Super important.
I agree with that.
Crash.
How's your cigar, by the way?
I don't know. It's not really too much smoke coming out from mine. I like when there's a lot of smoke.
You like? Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe you got a cheap one. That's why.
No, this is good.
I'm joking.
Camacho is good.
I'm joking with you.
Hey,
I get it. You're trying to save money. Didn't you buy a house recently?
I did.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Crash? Real estate crash?
You believe in a real estate crash?
No, I mean,
it's going to happen?
I don't.
I don't.
I don't, because I don't see no inventory. That's one of the biggest pieces.
That's true.
There's no inventory, and a lot of people having 2.5% and 3% interest rates. They're not, going on the market. And
Yeah, they're not going to go on the market, right?
Yeah, they're going to hold on. you have a house, 2.5% interest rate, even if it's a townhouse, condo, you need a bigger house. You're going to be like, they're talking about recession now. I'm having 2.5% interest rate. I'm going to sell this to get a 7% interest rate. No, I'm going to stay. So a lot of people are going to hold on, and we don't see no inventory.
I think the main factor is going to be jobs.
Jobs.
If the
low
jobs
unemployment.
If the unemployment keeps up like it's keeping up now with these numbers, I think we're fine. We're just going to become a steady market. Not too crazy. People are going to take their time. Buyers are going to be cautious. They're going to add up their numbers a little bit more. And sellers need to maybe fix a couple things, could be a little bit more realistic, right?
Wait a little longer.
Yeah, wait a little bit longer. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I
it's
think,
normal.
Yeah.
I used to live, before getting into real estate, I was driving one day and I see a for sale sign. I'm like, I wonder if it takes a year or two to sell a house. It's an expensive thing.
Yeah.
And then I got into real estate. I'm like, sometimes it sells in one day. Like, it's crazy. I thought these houses is like planes. It's
but
not
see,
selling.
in Europe, you're from Europe, I'm from Europe, and over there, it does take like a year to sell. I used to say every deal in Italy. I bought a house in Italy too, because I'm from there. I go all the time. Yeah. And it's like buying a short sale. It takes 3 months to close, another 6 months. You know what I mean?
I don't even know how it goes in Ukraine.
No,
but I know it's not a big piece of economy like in here.
Correct, because U.S. That's why I always will bet on real estate in America.
Yeah.
Because it's huge. It's a huge part of the economy.
Everybody makes money.
Huge part. Yeah. The economy. A lot of things roll around. Goes around real estate in USA.
Moving, furniture, paint.
Yeah.
All contractors, windows, doors. Home Depot.
Bob's Furniture across the street from here, right?
Bob's Furniture. I was just there on Sunday.
You see?
Checking out some couches.
So you know what I mean. So a lot. But
you invest.
Yeah. I love what I sell. I believe what I sell. Right. So if I believe and love what I sell, then that's why I buy. Invest. And
can you buy a Mercedes from somebody who drives Honda?
The last time I went to buy a car, that's why I asked.
This one's a big one for me.
I know, exactly.
This one's a big one for me.
Exactly.
If you don't drive Mercedes, you can't sell it to me.
Exactly. How do you know about the car? You know what I mean? Right. I feel like you have to, and no offense any realtor out there, everybody takes their time on buying everything, and some people maybe are renting and got into real estate. But I definitely believe you should own. You should, as a realtor, know the process, right? Or know how, know what happens when you buy your first home, or when you have an investment property, and what happens with tenants, and what happens with headaches. Because us agents, we make it seem real estate is all easy and bubbly, right?
Instagram story, open door, it closes.
Yeah. But it's not like that, There is headache, right?
Yeah, of course.
But then again, to make money in life, everything requires work. Nothing's easy.
Yeah, investments. I'll tell, like, if there's an agent listening to our podcast right now, I would say that when you get into an investment game, then you talk to clients on a whole different level. You know more about loan products. You know more about the properties itself, how they're made, types of heatings and everything. You know more about the
And
product.
if you don't know, you should learn, right? If we're talking with agents, they should learn all about it.
And also, doing the investments produces more buyers and generates more investment clients.
Yes,
which
of course.
always keep buying and keep reselling, and it keeps you. They help you, generate more business too.
Correct.
So that game also is not a lot of agents are knowledgeable in that space.
Yeah, they're not tapping into it.
Yeah.
But even, like, believe it or not, even the tenants, you could become friends. Like, I have many times I sold like a 6 unit, and all of a sudden the tenants became my friends. And when they were ready to buy, they bought houses with me. So think about it.
I actually never had that, but I had other stories. Okay. But yeah,
you treat the tenants well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always friends with them.
All right, good.
Yeah,
you got to be friends with everybody.
I remember that guy. Yeah, that's true. I remember that the one time we were at the closing, and the attorney he said, I have a lot of tenants. You can't be polite with them. You got to be strict. And I say, we're always so good with my tenants.
Listen, you got to be nice in life. Nice goes a long way.
Nice goes a long way.
At the end of the day, you might get screwed here and there. Sorry,
listen to Greg's voicemail. It's always like, hey,
my voicemail?
what's up, Joe?
You got to be happy. Life
And then-
is short. You gotta be
but
happy,
think
man.
about it this way: your voicemail, like everybody, sometimes somebody calls you, they don't get a hold of you, and they hear your voice that's
Yeah.
positive, and you know, and then they're like, oh, that's a good guy. I'm gonna do a business with him.
I have so many times I met a client randomly, and they had an agent, but they're like, and they're like, you know what, Greg, I just liked your energy. They're like, you're just so positive.
I've had that too.
I had it so many times. So that's what, even in the darkest time,
Yes.
I'm telling you, 09, 2010, 11, 12, the worst of the worst, people were losing houses. I told them, listen, there's always a solution in life. Only
Yeah.
when God wants me, I can't find a solution, because then it is what it is. It's my time. But everything else, we could find a way. We could figure out something.
Yeah.
Everything.
So stay positive.
Positive all the
and
time.
Energy high. And you always, like, if you're on a phone with a client, and even if you're on the phone with someone who's not your client yet, I always heard that you got to have your energy higher than them.
It's
little
yeah,
higher.
You know
little
what it
bit.
is? You know what it is? People already, like, you got to think about it. We're blessed what we do, right? We're happy. We do what we love. You know, as long as you're making money, right? Then you're happy.
But in the beginning, I'll tell you something, but don't forget your thought. My first year,
Yeah.
and my maybe second year too,
It was
I
stressful?
made almost no money,
Okay.
but I was happy.
You were happy. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I believe it.
I can't put a finger on it. I don't understand why.
I believe it.
But I just was so passionate. I was making no money.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that the thing that I was doing would work.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just saw the opportunity, and I was it's
Yeah.
the chase that I liked.
Yeah, you
it's
like
the
the-
whole process.
Yeah, it's a process,
You
you
know?
know. It's probably your personality
The-
too.
when you're
and you
doing
worked on your
something-
own too. You know you're building something for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, versus you're building for somebody else. You know, nothing wrong with that either. You know, but for you, your personality matched really well with real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, I think, like, when going back to talking with people, you know, people are having, most of the people sometimes, you know, it's hard. You know, it's hard. They're working. You know, they're stressed out, right? They're dealing with a boss. They're dealing with issues.
Yeah.
So you have to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be happy on the phone. You got to give them that positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and make it, because this also, buying a house or selling, it's stressful. It's one of the most stressful thing in life.
Yeah.
Like, we do it every day, so it's not a big deal.
But I was doing it recently, and
Mm-hmm.
I had some moments where I was freaking out too.
On your own house, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every property, you know, God bless, I've been in the business a long time. I've been buying properties, buying and selling. Even now, until today, the last one I bought, I was still stressed out. Until the last day before closing, I was like, am I making the right choice?
Yeah.
Is it the right time? If I'm doing something wrong? And I'm the real estate agent for the past 20 years.
Yes.
Imagine the client that never does this. You know?
You have to be
So that's why we got to be patient.
so much with them on the
Yeah.
phone all the time, anytime, being with them,
Yeah.
because they have lots of thoughts. And if you don't pick up a phone,
Yeah.
don't call back, you
Yeah.
have a bad impression,
Yeah.
and referrals
Or
are
they
not coming your
assume,
way.
too, that
Yeah.
you don't care. or
What did you
something,
buy?
know?
What did you
I bought a multi-unit, actually.
multi?
Yeah, multi. Yeah, this last one I bought a 10 unit. You know, I'm big on multi-unit. I like multi. I know you don't like them that much.
I just, I'm not gonna say that I don't like them.
That's what I heard.
No, it's not gonna that I don't
All
like
right,
them.
all right.
But I don't have any.
You don't have any.
I
All
don't
right.
have multi. I have, 15 condos and a townhome.
So, how are you going to represent your multi-unit investor? You're going to refer to? I'll take care of him for you. You know what I mean? I understand.
I know the game. I know the game.
Oh,
But
you know the game.
I know the game.
All right.
I haven't put my hands on the multi-unit yet.
See, you got to walk the talk.
I'm looking. Yeah. Well, I've sold 5 multi-units. Not too
Okay,
many.
5. Okay.
And, maybe
Cool.
more, but I'm not counting the 2 to 4 units. I'm
Okay.
counting.
All right, you're
only
counting
the
more.
5 plus
The real commercial.
commercial.
Commercial that's
Yeah.
5 and above.
5 plus.
Right?
Yeah.
Because 4 and below.
Yeah, I call them.
It's part of primary residence. You
Yes.
you swing it at the
Yeah,
primary
we've
residence.
got a bunch of those, but
Yeah.
I haven't put a finger on those
Yeah.
and put my hands on them
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
But I'm interested. I almost closed. One day before closing, I backed out.
For real? You were under contract?
One day before the closing,
Wow.
on the 6th flat in Chicago Ridge, I backed out because
Wow.
it was a flood zone,
Okay.
and I regret.
Were the
because I
numbers
had
good?
3
Were the
more-
numbers good?
No.
They were not good.
They-
But was
the
there potential?
Potential was there.
Okay.
Because I could have. It was 6 2-bedrooms.
Okay.
Current rents are below anything.
Okay.
They were too low.
Okay,
The price
but that
was
doesn't matter. All
$679.
these multi-units are below.
I could have
rent.
added 7th bedroom in the basement.
Okay, illegally,
Seventh-
legally or
yeah.
illegal?
I know that some of them have
Okay.
legalized, so maybe
Okay.
with the village you could add it.
Maybe with the village. Okay. Okay.
I regret it because 3.8% interest rate I could have gotten.
Free money.
And
Free
I know
money.
that though in that area you can remove the flood zone from the. So I messed up.
You did mess up. In my opinion, you did mess up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't believe. You didn't believe.
It was the flood zone. That was the thing.
I get it.
$10,000 a year.
How much? What? 10,000?
10,000 a year.
Okay, I get it. I get it. But then again, if there were, it depends on the numbers, right? If the potential was there, the numbers were there. You got to understand. You know, I didn't learn. I'm not an expert. I didn't go to a special school to learn about multi-units.
Yeah.
I learned with my clients over the years. I'm meeting, you know, Mr. You know, Pasquale here,
Right.
or Mr. You know, Slavic here, and he's like working in a factory for many years, and all he's doing is saving money, buying a building, saving money, buying a building. He doesn't even speak English. God bless, he's nice guys, right? Doesn't matter, doesn't have to speak English, and he's worked big money, and he's making all this cash flow now. Now he retired, he doesn't have to rely on Social Security.
Right.
You know, but how did he do it? Maybe at that time it didn't look good, it didn't look smart. Maybe people were making fun of him back then when he was buying it. But now in the long run, especially with inflation, look at inflation. When he bought it, he probably bought it for 100 grand. And back then he was barely breaking even. But now in the long run with inflation, besides appreciation, all the rents went up.
Yeah.
You know? And then all of a sudden, his mortgage kept going down, and his rents went up, and he's making all this cash flow.
Yeah.
So that's why I learned, I'm like, what are they doing right? And that's what they're doing. They're just buying and holding, buying and holding. I'm a big believer in holding property.
Holding, yeah. I just bought I bought a deal. Now I don't think it's a really big deal. The seller called me. She said, I'm looking to sell a condo.
Okay.
And I went in, and she says, I would like to get 130, but
Okay.
if somebody gives me cash, I'll do it faster.
Okay.
So I gave her 100 cash.
Okay.
And I took it.
Wow.
We're trying to flip it.
She sold it to you?
Yeah, I bought it directly.
Wow, that's
And
pretty cool. For me, it's hard sometimes to buy directly from my client. I'm not
It
gonna
was
lie.
not my client.
Oh, it wasn't your client.
We didn't sign yet. I was there.
Yeah, but once you talk with them, I always consider, I don't know, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I told her, no, I can buy it.
Okay.
Or, we're going to go on the market. Gave her both options. And
Okay,
she
okay,
says,
you give options,
I'll
yeah.
do, I'll just.
Okay, but it was
I'll
beat
take
up. She wanted off the table,
Yeah.
off the table,
Yeah.
right?
It
Like it
was-
was beat up, it needed
yeah.
work, like, okay. So you
It
kind
worked.
of helped her out.
Yeah,
in a way.
she wanted,
Okay.
she wanted, like, I wanted it as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
we did a deal. And right now I'm doing rehab. My wife is doing the rehab.
nice.
And now we're thinking either we're going to rent it out as by Loyola. We're going to rent it out,
Okay.
or we're going to flip it.
We're gonna flip it, okay.
But there's really no money in flip.
Yeah,
there's
the-
like
the mar-
15,000.
it's tight.
Maybe 20.
After taxes and everything, you're not gonna
We're gonna
make
make 15 or 20,000.
Why
Or
don't
we're
you
just
keep
gonna
it?
keep it. We keep it.
Okay.
We're gonna go because I'm gonna go back to the bank, refi it, pull the cash out, and then maybe 150, 200 bucks.
Also, you're gonna do like the leverage.
I'm
You're gonna
gonna-
do the leverage game.
I'm gonna do the burr. You
Okay.
know?
You're watching a lot of Bigger Pockets.
Yeah, yeah. Bigger Pockets was actually
Listen.
the reason I got into real estate.
For real, Bigger Pockets has been huge for a lot of, I think, especially for the younger generation to understand about real estate. And it's good. It's good. You know, for myself, like I was more like, you know, by meeting the old, you know, the old Italian guy, or
Yeah.
you know, the foreign girl, or some of my family. You know, I understand about, you know, real estate. But Bigger Pockets has been big, I think, in these
Yeah,
days.
Bigger Pockets was the reason I wanted to be in.
But you gotta
in
watch
real-
out though, because sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, yeah, go
Because
ahead.
Bigger Pockets is good, but sometimes I feel like they do make it a little bit too easy. But it's not as easy as it seems. You know, you have to put the work. You know, buying a multi-unit,
there's a risk,
it's,
too.
it's a lot of headaches. You know, your phone could be ringing every day. Maybe that's
Right.
why you haven't bought a multi-unit yet.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. That's my right now. I'm at the moment where I have a little issue.
Okay.
Where right now I am the one who's managing everything,
Okay.
and I feel like one more is going to create a part-time job for me right now. So I need to leverage
Okay.
this.
So you manage everything.
Yeah,
Okay. So you leverage your money, but you don't leverage your time.
that's right.
You got it wrong, my friend.
ROT is zero
You're
for me. The return on my time is nothing. You know.
Yeah, you got to leverage a little bit. You got, you know.
So how do you do it?
I think big thing. I've been associating myself with good people. I leverage, not leverage, I mean, it's kind of like we help each other, right? I'm always about meeting good people, and these are clients of mine. Right now I have, multi-units, multiple tenants.
How many you got?
I have 35 tenants right now.
That's mean 35 units.
30, yeah, doors, right? Yeah, 35 doors.
All multi?
Of course, everything.
All
No,
multi?
there's multi-unit. It's a mix. I got a house, 6 units, 5 units, 3 units.
When was your first one you bought?
My first one?
Yeah.
My first one, believe it or not, there was a garden unit. I wanted to go in real estate so bad, and I just bought a garden unit. It was terrible. It flooded. I had the worst of the worst experience. I've seen it all. But in the beginning, see, I want to become rich fast, right?
Yeah.
I was eager and.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't the right way. So I had experience where that unit wasn't the best one, right?
When was it? And how much?
My first one I bought like 2003. They were giving the loans.
You got your real estate license. You got a unit.
Yes.
Right away.
Right away.
Man.
Right when I got my real estate license, I bought. I gotta walk the talk. So if I liked real estate, I had to buy.
Brian Buffini says it's hard to trust a realtor who doesn't own real estate.
That's right. I believe Brian Buffini. I'm a big fan of Brian Buffini.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. He's right.
So you bought it for how much?
So I bought it back then. It was $115,000. And
where?
In Schiller Park.
Schiller Park.
Schiller Park. It was a garden unit. I wanted to start somewhere. I didn't want to pay rent. I never rented in my life. How did
you live before 2003?
I was with some family.
Oh.
I was with family. From there, I got my license. I was working in banking. I got my license, and I try and start figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
Like I was just intrigued. I started learning and reading newspaper and talking with people, and I'm like, okay, I got to get in. I got to figure stuff out, and I bought it. I took a risk. It wasn't the best purchase I made in my life. I learned, but over the years.
You made money?
No, I lost money.
You lost money?
But you learn from mistakes.
Right.
You're not always going to have wins. You're going to have a lot of loss, but those losses are going to give you experience and knowledge.
That's right.
To get to now when I bought my 10 flats to be smart.
Yeah. And now the 10 flat is
no complaints.
Man.
At all.
10 flat is big. That's good.
Yeah. That's your next one.
I'm looking for a 6 flat, but man, why do you look like? Here's the thing.
Okay.
I've helped clients, and the deals they bought were deals. They were a good one.
Okay.
I got the Des Plaines, Elmwood Park. We've got Northbrook. We've got Wheeling. Those were really if I was buying them. But see, I chickened out on my the deal that I was gonna close on the day before. I guess there was just my comfort zone is stopping.
Yeah,
me.
you were
because,
not.
You need to manage now the building.
I get it.
I get units and I got comfortable in that. I don't have to worry about the hallways.
Wait. So you're not worried about because you have units too, right?
I have all the attached condos, townhomes.
Okay, you have condos, town. Okay, but you have multiple.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got multiple units. So you manage already multiple tenants.
Yeah. I
Right?
got 15 total.
But maybe you're not worried because you feel like there's somebody behind you that protects you, right? You have an association.
Yeah. Right now they're kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna.
You see? That's why I don't like association. I have condos. Don't get me wrong. I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
They're a pain. They're a pain in my culo. Sorry for the bad word in Italian.
The broker that I used to work with, Century 21. His name is Tino.
Tino, good guy.
He's got hundreds of condos.
Condos.
Only condos.
But see, the thing, like right now, I have a problem with one of the condos. There's some work to do, a lot of work to do, and I can't make my own decision. Like we have to go on a conference call, make a vote. Then there's somebody that's stubborn.
Look, what happened here?
You know what I mean? What's going on? You okay with your cigar there?
My cigar is falling apart.
But
yeah, and then you're not really you're a half owner.
Yeah.
Basically what you said.
Like on my property, okay, whatever happens, I own it. I make a decision.
Yeah.
I'm fully in charge. I want to keep it empty, I keep it empty. I want to knock it down, build something else, I knock it down. End of the world happens, there's a storm, there's a flood that happened, my building goes on the floor, I own the land. With the condo, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong. Anybody owning a condo, condos are good.
Everybody understands that.
They're good. There's it depends where you're at in life. I bought my first one was a condo, right? But at this point, I think for you especially, at this point in your career, I think it's time to buy multi-unit.
What cap rate? What kind of criteria is you looking at?
You know,
What's your
the numbers
criteria?
got to make sense. Okay, I think
Like there's a 10 flat in Harwood Heights for 1.6.
I saw it. I saw it.
Too much.
I saw it. A little bit. Depend on the numbers. I got to run the numbers. Like there was a 9 flat in Howard Heights. We have it under contract. Somebody from my office.
1.2?
1.2.
That's the one. Yeah, I saw it.
We have it under contract because the numbers make sense. It's all about the numbers. You know, you got to look at it like, okay, I don't even look at like, I look at the cash on cash. You know, because if I have that money in the bank and they're paying me nothing, or I have it in an index and they're paying me maybe 4 or 5%.
Yeah, I'm not even
Right?
looking at that.
In the building, I want to make a if I could get 8 to 10% cash on cash, I'm not even looking at all the rest, like, you know, appreciation, my tax benefit. I'm not even looking at that.
Principal
Nothing.
reduction.
If I could get cash on cash, my net per year could be around that 8%. I'm happy. But also, but believe it or not, a lot of these multi.
That's my problem because I'm looking for 10 plus and I'm not happy.
10 plus, you're greedy, man. You're a greedy guy. I don't know. You want to become rich fast, you know?
No, just, you know.
Listen,
because there's an opportunity for me to put a 10.
Listen, Rome wasn't built in one day, man.
Yeah.
You see Rome? It
Yeah.
still lasted. 2,000 years, it's still there because it built after many years. Then it, you know, but you got to step by step, stone by stone, man. That's all it comes down to. I told you that cigar was cheap.
No. It's good now. It's good now. It's good now. Yeah. So you're looking at the 8-9 cash on cash.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in.
Sometimes it depends on the location too, right? There could be a location if you're like in an A location where you bet more on appreciation. It depends. Every investor is different, right? Some investor, let's say they buy like in River North, Lincoln Park. Over there, they're not looking at cash on cash flow.
Yeah.
They're looking more like on appreciation. They want some place where to park their money. So that's a different kind of investor. Me,
Right.
maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah.
But right now, I wanna make worth my time, and I look for cash flow.
Yeah. Where
You
are you
know?
looking?
You know, I say anywhere, the demographic, we're just working class people. I like, normal people, people that work hard. They need a place to rent. I help them out, provide them a nice place. Clean place, be cool with them.
You don't manage. You don't go to the properties. You don't walk the hallways. You don't sweep the hallway. You don't change the light bulbs.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do you go like you got 35 properties? You got
All right.
probably like 7, 8 buildings, maybe more. So
Yeah.
do you drive them every week?
So this is what I do. I don't do a lot of the legwork, right? A lot of the work hands-on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe years ago in the beginning when I started, it depends what you do for your time. If I'm home not doing nothing and I'm being a bum, then yeah, I better get my ass out there and cut the grass.
Right.
But if I'm working, if I doing real estate or making calls, then I know I could make more money on that, then I'll hire somebody. In the meantime, they're making money and they're kind of like, cutting my grass, doing the maintenance, meeting my tenant.
So that's what you have.
That's what I have. But I still, once a month, I do take a ride on each one. So the one, because I got a couple out of state,
Wow.
one out of state and one out of the country. So those probably I see a little bit less, but the ones here I do go once a month, go check them out. Just maybe I have like a little, maybe some they give me rent by check, right? They put in the little mailbox, and I check it out because again, going back to like there's a lot of bigger pockets and
Right.
all these YouTube channels. They're like, oh, don't worry, be hands free. You can make all this free money. Yeah, that's true.
Buy out of state. They
That's true.
promote that.
True and not true. You always want an eye on the properties because nobody's going to have the same interest that you do. If I go some properties, sometimes I trust my maintenance guy, I trust everybody, but sometimes there's stuff
There's a lot of
they're slacking, and I have to like make sure.
I'll tell you, there's one investor that I worked with. He bought a couple units with me and a multi-flat in Des Plaines. He's not buying anything that's not in Des Plaines and not in Park Ridge.
Okay,
Only in those areas. Because the drive, the distance, and
that's fine.
Then I have another developer. He's developing in Chicago.
Okay.
And I told him there's a multi on a Cumberland. He says, it's too far. And then I've got other people that just use management companies and then buy it all over. And so there's different trains of thoughts. And I'm trying to figure out whether I'm not going to be like going crazy. Because my focus right now is more on building sales, building a team, getting production on another level. And I worry that this thing is going to remove my time, and I'm going to be having weak flow here, weak flow there, and I'm just going to be running around like a chicken.
You know what it is, Oleg? I'll tell you the truth. I think it's mindset.
Yeah.
You have to have a mindset that doesn't have to doesn't have to bother you that much. Like right now, probably like, because there's like my phone rings every day. There's always something going on. There's always
How many missed calls you have right now?
Probably, if I look right now, let's see.
Right now, let's see. I got 4. I got 4.
The whole thing is set up. I have the whole thing light up here. I have 6 missed calls, 7 text message. Yeah, so it's part of it. But it's okay. No big deal. You have to, I'll get to it.
Yeah, you'll get to it. It's always there.
I'll get to it. If it's an emergency, they have a second number to call, right?
Yeah.
It's important you put in place. But if there's a problem, it doesn't have to bother you that much. You know what I mean? It's important you kind of like, you have that mindset where at the end of the day, yeah, maybe for that month you made a little less, right? And you had to pay the maintenance guy, or you had to pay a little bit more material or something.
Like this summer, I replaced probably maybe 5 or 6 AC wall units,
Okay.
That cost me a couple thousand already.
Okay. All right.
I keep replacing them. Then the heater, then the thermostats. Every season you gotta do something. There's always like you gotta put the money back. So the more units you have to have more money in the bank.
Of course.
Right?
But if you cash flow, right? That's why I like to cash flow.
Yeah.
Is if I cash flow, and also when you cash flow, try to not spend that money. Like I don't rely on that money. That's all money like for the buildings or just to be there, to buy the next one.
What is your goal?
My goal?
In, let's say, investments.
I'll
share my goal. I'll tell you my goal.
Go ahead, tell me.
I want to have 100 units. That's the first thing I want to get.
I like it.
Yeah. I know that without multi, I'm not going to get there. Having 100 condos, I don't think I'm going to do it.
I'm not going to lie. I like money.
Right.
Money, and not that I'm like all about money, but it's,
it solves a lot of problems.
It solves a lot of problems. It makes you live a little bit more comfortable. Or if there's a moment of like you need to help somebody, you could help, right? Or if there's an emergency, you have it.
And it's not, like I'll tell you, I never shared it with nobody.
Yeah.
This is the first time. My dad is coming from Ukraine right now to visit me next week. I bought him a business class ticket.
That's amazing, man.
Because I just
God
thought,
bless.
I just thought, like I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But isn't that nice?
The guy has been, helping me out, doing anything he can.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never flew a business.
Yeah.
I want him to experience it,
Yeah.
That was like, I mean, that's what I, kind of feel that the money's for.
Yeah. It's money. You got to think about. It's more like a vehicle, right?
And it's not a lot of money. It was like a couple grand, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not much. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, what kind of, like, is it gonna be too much of an expense? Or?
But if you didn't work, the past 5 years, right? You've been working, your butt off.
Yeah.
If you didn't work your butt off, you wouldn't have been able to do it, right? So it's huge.
So going back to your goal.
I think I want to reach. It's important to. I like my lifestyle, and I want to make sure whatever happens, I just want to always keep up my lifestyle. Be able to go to dinner if you want, be able to help your parents, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've done that too. Mm-hmm. So my goal, I don't have a set. Like I don't want to give you a goal because I have like, for me, the universe is a limit, and the universe is infinity.
Yeah.
So I want to, the more the better.
Yeah. I always had that 100 units. That was just my thing. Yeah. For some reason.
But the thing is that, see, I feel like with multi units or anything in real estate, like I have kids. I got 3. So even whatever happens to me later on in life, they're going to get all this real estate tax-free. They'll pay taxes if they sell it,
right?
But I'll transfer to them tax-free. So I think that's huge.
That's huge.
In my opinion.
You also have to be careful setting it up right? With the LLC's trust and all that.
Yeah, you gotta, for tax purpose. Or
yeah, I'm only learning that right now. I always feel like I'm not working hard enough.
Yeah.
And that's my problem because every time I'm enjoying myself somewhere, I should be making calls or doing something. Right now,
I know,
I'm
I get
growing,
it, man.
I'm growing a team, and I'm trying to help agents with clients, and I'm trying to help them. And sometimes.
So are you
I
trying to
leverage-
create like a life work balance or something? You know?
No, I'm trying. I don't have, and you. We were talking about.
I know
this
we were
before
talking
camera.
before the camera. Yeah.
There's no work-life balance
it,
in real
it
estate.
doesn't exist.
If you really want to achieve some results.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to sell a couple houses a year, then it's okay.
Yeah.
And for some people, that's good too.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you're new, you got to work your ass off.
Yeah.
You got to outwork all your competition.
But then also, there's like a point where you're working, and you see no results, and it's discouraging for a lot of people.
That's true too. But you got to be patient.
Yes.
You got to be patient.
Trust the process.
You got to start to trust the process. Do the activity.
Look at the other guy. Like for me, it was very easy. I was at the office. I was not having any luck. I was just trying and grinding. And the deal we had together.
Yeah, we had a deal too.
We had a deal in 2018 or something.
In Dunning. Where was it? Dunning?
No, it was at Chicago and Paris Avenue.
Yeah, in Dunning. Yeah.
Was it Dunning?
Dunning neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your neighborhood.
That's
right. Yeah,
I'm around.
You're doing deals over there a lot. So it was like I was just tasting success right there. I had like maybe 8 contracts at that point.
Yeah.
On the contract, I had 8 deals on the contract, and I was just at that point where I was like, whoa, I'm seeing some money there. But before that, I was just looking at what agent in the office and see if he can do it. I know this is doable, and he's not doing half of the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing door knocks. I'm getting
But you were
flyers.
doing a lot back then, because even when me as an outsider, right, not knowing, your branding was awesome. So all your activity, everything you were doing was really good. Because you're still doing really good branding as of right now.
Yeah, thanks.
Maybe you're closing 100. Back then even with 8. So you were still doing it. See, you were doing all that activity where, it just took time to build up. So
and
that's
it takes
all it
time.
was.
In your eyes, I'm 6 years in the business.
Yeah.
It's almost.
It's awesome, man.
You told me that 6 years is just.
6 years is nothing.
It still doesn't.
Oh yeah, you got so much to grow. I'm telling you, after a good decade, you're gonna start getting a lot of. I always say, real estate's like you got to spread seeds, right? I'm spreading seeds all the time.
Yeah.
But but the seeds then you have to cultivate. They become trees, and then you'll get the fruits.
I'm thinking about lead generation for real estate agents. If someone is watching us, there's 2 ways, in my opinion: prospecting and marketing.
Okay, prospecting, like you're on the phone, right?
You're on the phone, calling,
next buyer,
door
the seller, the
knocking.
buy owner. Okay,
Door
and
knocking,
that works.
meeting people, networking, going to some parties, talking to people.
But that takes a certain personality.
Yes.
To do it,
Gotta
right?
be outgoing.
Yeah, it takes a certain personality.
I'm not really outgoing, to be honest, but I push myself. This is not my natural state. My natural state is behind the computer.
Wow.
To be honest.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
It's not my natural state to be super outgoing, but I learned it because and I enjoy it, but I cannot be 100% all the time outgoing.
Okay.
I get tired and I want to, sit behind a computer, do the YouTube videos and just think and vision.
See, for that, I'm opposite.
You opposite.
Yeah, I'm always out and about and like to talk. I hate the computer work. I hate the behind the stuff.
The work on the computer I like. I like to just sit and think and look at my spreadsheet at the numbers, and I like to think, what can we implement next?
Nice.
That's kind of like I like to be in that state. But then I get bored and I like to go out and talk to people.
Okay.
So I guess I'm both, in there. But I'm not like super networker.
Yeah.
Carlos gonna say, like, when we were going doing videos, he's pushing me. I'm like, and he's pushing me, and then I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, but I'm pushing myself. So
yeah.
But going back, prospecting and marketing, I think those are 2 ways.
I do believe
generating.
it,
Yeah. Prospecting is that, and the marketing, you got a bunch of other.
Marketing, I think you start. It's kind of like part of the branding, right? You brand yourself, from online, from. I call it traditional way and the new way. The traditional way could be from the billboard, a bench, mailers, and online from your Facebook, Instagram, all your social media, right?
Yeah.
And you start branding yourself, and people will call you. I think that could work. But
what do you think the new agent should focus on?
The new agent?
Yeah. Brand new. I got on my license yesterday.
You know, he needs to understand the culture of work though. Like outworking everybody. Because if he I know you might say like, yeah, but you got to do branding. You got to have knowledge, don't get me wrong. But if you have the will of working hard and outworking all your competition, one way or another, you're going to figure out stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to figure out stuff and you're going to get deals, you know? But that meaning going out of your way. Maybe you got to meet somebody and take a call at 7 a.m. Maybe it has to be at midnight. Maybe you got to miss a birthday party.
Yeah.
You know, for your child. It could happen.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you want to make it to the next, once you make it a certain point, you save some money, you know, then maybe you could leverage a little bit to get your assistant.
Yeah.
But don't get it right away. I see a lot of agents, and don't get me wrong, you know, sorry if I offend anybody.
Yeah.
A lot of agents, they close 20 deals, and they think they're big shot.
Yeah.
I have an assistant now. I'm an assistant. I'm like, can you pay her with 20 deals?
But man, they are promoting this.
Dude.
Everywhere I go to the podcast and everywhere I go, they say if you're consistently closing 2 deals a month, you need to have an assistant.
What are you talking about? Man. I closed up to 60 deals all by myself. Yeah. I was everything.
I closed last year 130 deals. I had no assistant.
I believe you, man.
No assistant. I had help.
I believe you.
I had agents helping me, closing showings and everything. Well, we just had an assistant a couple months ago join us on May.
But what was your main thing you did from the highlight of last year to be successful? Like, what was the main thing that got you there? Was it marketing? I know it's a little bit everything.
It was branding, but all the 5 years before that, because I'm on 2 radios, Ukrainian radios, and I do Facebook and a bunch of other stuff. So just a lot of branding online.
But that brought you the client in the door. That's good.
And then you have to have enough knowledge.
But you had to work too.
Yeah, of course.
It didn't mean, because you could get the people, that's easy.
And then the big one was that somebody recommended. That was you have to have a happy client to be recommended.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
But in the beginning, I was doing a bunch of calls.
Yeah.
That produced nothing, but I got the skills.
You got the skills.
Now you give me the phone number, I make a call. I'm not worried. I know where to move the conversation. I know how to ask a question and get there. But just doing the branding is good. You will receive some kind of response.
Yes.
But then you have to be good to know what to do with it.
Correct. Exactly.
You know.
And be willing to, when they call you, got to run.
Yeah. So in my opinion, like prospecting is a short thinking. You're chasing. You're trying to get one.
Yes.
Marketing is a long game. It's a marathon, and the marketing is always better than sales. Because I've heard Cardone and Robert Herjavec doing an interview recently, and Cardone is asking him.
I watched that one. That was a good
and he
one.
said, "What do you think, sales or marketing?" He says, "Marketing." And he says, "Why?" Because in the beginning of my career, I thought that I was a good salesperson, and one person told me, "You're the best salesperson in the room, but how many rooms can you get to?"
Yeah.
And it was the mind shifting for him, and that's what the branding is. But then without sales skills, you're going to be spending your time and wasting your time. You know, you have to do prospecting calls, meetings, and everything. Yeah. And from the morning to the probably afternoon, and then work on your branding after that, so you get both going.
What's the big waste of like time and money? What kind of marketing is just like?
I think buying leads is that's my opinion.
Touched on, billboards and bus stops.
You do that.
I think I do. I think that for me is more top of mind. It's
another
not,
touch.
It's not. It's another touch, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the branding. Like, you know, because if they'll see me, they're like, oh, I saw his sign. Then I saw him again. Then I saw him again.
And then somebody told me about him.
You know, I always said, like, I want to become the McDonald's of real estate.
Yeah.
You see McDonald's everywhere?
Yeah.
That's what I want to be. You know, I don't know if I'll reach that level, but I want to be everywhere. Yeah. At least for my local market, right?
You want to expand the market? You thinking about expanding?
I think so.
Outside the Chicago market?
I do a lot of the Northwest.
No,
Chicago and burbs, but
other states.
Out of states, you know,
not on your radar.
Maybe not right now, but I want to dominate first here.
A lot of people think too far, but they don't see in front of their nose.
Correct.
It's same thing. You gotta. There's too much business here. You can't even handle what's here. don't think
Correct.
about Florida market.
Correct.
Some people getting a bunch of licenses in all over the states and just trying to do a bunch of deals.
You're one person. You're one person. You can't be everywhere, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you could leverage, but at the end of the day, if you're marketing yourself, you're branding, and the person calls you and you can't be present, it looks bad,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Then-
That's one thing
so-
that whenever you start turning down business, that's a sign. You know, like you
Yeah.
can't be there. Then like I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you got to figure that out.
Dominate your market you're in.
Yeah.
And then
First,
you think
start with
about,
your backyard.
Yeah.
Get number one there. Move to the next.
But there's a
backyard.
lot of business out here too. People don't realize it.
What's up with your cigar?
You know, I don't know, man. I went with the
you bought a too expensive cigar. You can't even smoke it now.
It gave me my.
You stopped smoking. Look.
No, it was cigars are good, but sometimes I needed some water. I need some Pellegrino, you know.
Yeah, that's Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm Italian. I'm all about the Italian stuff. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's a little bit everything. This is what I say. There's not really a right way. Like, there's not a script to follow. Everybody has their own way, and everybody could be successful in different ways.
Yes.
Somebody could be successful only on prospecting, only doing prospect. People only on marketing. Some people only like on just working on the streets, right? Just doors knocking. There's not a right way, but whatever you do it with passion.
You still
just be
think that
focused.
just doing door knockings is a good model?
It could work too.
Could work, but
I
is
don't
it
like
sustainable?
it. I don't like it. Like the goal, for me, my goal was to make my phone ring. If your phone is ringing, then you're doing something right. But how's your phone going to ring? You got to do all the work behind the scenes.
Yes.
You know, from keeping in touch with people, from branding, and to do service. Because believe it or not, service actually, I know we didn't touch that.
Yes.
But
we got
that's
that.
even bigger than anything we talked about.
For sure.
Because when you treat somebody bad or you didn't make them happy, they're not happy, they're going to tell 10 people.
Oh yeah.
If they had a good experience with you, at least they'll tell them a couple people.
Yes.
You know?
For sure. Good one. Good one.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You know that guy we just did another deal together. I did it with a guy from your
Oleg.
office. Oleg. How I got that listing, older guy, I haven't talked to him for years.
Yeah.
But I always send him a mailer. He got my sports schedule. He called me like, hey Greg, can we meet up? I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. We met up. He's like, you know what? I was interviewing a bunch of agents. I talked with 10 different people.
Wow.
10.
Wow.
And 10 agents, but besides that, he's like 10 friends. He had some 10 local friends.
Uh-huh.
And everybody told me, who should I pick? He's like, you could trust Greg. He's a good guy. I haven't heard nothing wrong about him. That's what he said. He's like, all 10 people told me they had nothing here wrong about you. So I'm like, okay, might be you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
And he called me.
Big one.
Yeah. And he was happy, and then.
But then that's like he called you, you listed, you closed. But then how much before that was done?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
For that trust to be there.
No. It was a trust that built over years.
19 years.
Yeah. There's things you do sometimes. This is the thing. Like I know Carlos was asking about ROI. Anything I do, I don't think about the ROI. If I'm meeting people, I'm bringing them out to dinner, I'm doing Starbucks, or I'm doing flyers, I'm not thinking about what money I'm going to make from them.
Yeah.
Because I'm here for the long term. So if I look at the long term, and just eventually, it will come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how you got to think about it. So I'm I got multiple units, multiple properties. So I don't have a real management company. So I always want everybody to be in touch with me. They have my number, but I do have a person that I trust that it's my handy person. But it's my handy person, but that also does answer the calls. If I'm not answering, they're answering. But I'm still involved one way or another. I don't do hands-free completely. Because I feel like, for now, I might change. If I get to 50 units and above, I might have to change that and hire a real management company. But I think up to 50 units, I think you should be more hands-on and know what's going on.
How many deals total you did? Do you know?
This year?
At all? Like throughout all years?
My whole life?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm probably close to 2,000.
2,000?
Yeah, but again, the past decade is probably the most I had. The past 10 years is...
You have a crazy story?
I do have a crazy story. So I have this seller, because I always try to, and maybe in good and bad, right? The seller, I always want the seller to make the most money on their house.
Yeah.
So I always give them an idea. Maybe I'm like, maybe we could paint this room, maybe we could do that. I'm like, I have a contractor that will get paid at closing, don't worry. So they could maximize their profit. It's my idea is that if I treat them well and they can maximize their profit, then they give me more clients.
Of course.
You know, and it's true. They're happy. They talk good about me, and I get more business.
Right.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
So I had one of those cases, and we needed painters. I hired them, cool guys. They gave me a good price. I knew them. It was a friend of a friend that referred me. First day I went, everything good. Second day, everything good. You know, on the third day, they're almost done. Like, yeah, we need a couple more days. I'm like, let me go check on them. I just went randomly in the morning. I had to pick something up. I can't remember. I go there, open the door. They should be working already, right? I open the door. Everybody, there's 5 people. 5. Everybody's sleeping on the floor. Passed out. Passed out, like literally passed out.
In the morning.
In the morning. This is like, it's 9 a.m. It's not like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. It's 9 a.m. It's already like 9:15.
So we're sleeping through the night.
They were passed out. I'm like, hey. I think his name was Rocky or something. I don't know. I'm like, no, it wasn't Rocky. What am I talking about? Ricky. I'm like, Ricky, what's up, buddy? Are you okay? What happened here? Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. You know, we had, and there was like drinks on the floor. Long story short, they told me they were working throughout the night. Then they had a few drinks, and they just passed out there. You know, I don't know what else they had. Maybe some weed. I'm not sure. Whatever. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
They got the job done. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, man, it was crazy. They just slept. They passed out and slept on the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had from I can remember. I don't have anything funny, but I've had one that really hurt. I was working with a client. And I was trying to help him find a place, and
Okay.
we were looking at a lot of stuff, a lot of properties, a lot of neighborhoods. I was giving them all kinds of advices, really put my heart into it, and I really wanted to help them. And they were arguing too. We were under contract. We backed out of the contract because the deal needed a little too much work. And they were arguing because, wife needs to be closer to there. He wants something different. And we're looking at the condos, houses, and everything in between. And then all of a sudden I get an email, we don't want you to be our agent. Don't call us, don't email us, don't text us.
Just like that.
Just like that. I couldn't, it was just so hard. It was just recently, it was like 6 months ago maybe. It hit me so bad because, when you're trying to do something and then you get that.
But it happens.
I never had it. It was just, whenever you put out the best energy and then you're trying to do it and then you get these emails, don't call us, don't text us, do not email us, and then they would delete me from the Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what happened.
You don't know what, sometimes, I try, I'm always about making everybody happy. And I learned over years, I was like you too, like it would hurt me a lot if I lost somebody when somebody just...
Nothing hurts me too much, really. But that one was.
I know.
Just,
you take it personal, right? You take it too hard because you did it with your heart.
Took me like for a week to get out of it.
I know.
That was tough. Yeah.
But you can't take it personal because you don't know what happened behind the scenes.
I know.
You know what I mean? Anything could have happened.
We've had a situation where
I had one worse than you. Divorced couple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all.
Divorce is tough. I've had a couple.
Divorce is tough. The
one we were doing together was a divorce.
Ours was divorce. That one at least I closed. I made money, so it was good.
Yeah.
This divorced couple. I'm really easygoing, right?
Yeah.
Like my buyers, they don't sign any contract. My sellers, I cancel anytime too. I go by relationship. You like me, we move forward. I go by performance. That's how I do it.
Yes.
If you don't like me, don't worry, we move on.
Yeah.
Right? You got we both got to work together. Good and bad. It usually works out good. Maybe I don't know if I should say it on podcast because then the seller's gonna find ways to get out of the. I'm joking. But anyways, no, I'm gonna say it. Everything went fine. I found it was a husband and wife. The wife kind of hires me, wants me in the transaction. The lawyers agree, everything's good. I find a buyer. We sell the property. We got the property under contract. The husband is he's not pissed off with me, but he's pissed off with the wife. They have their own problems. We're almost closing, like a week. It was clear to close. Next week we close. All of a sudden I get a call like, hey, Greg, we got a conference here. I'm like, what's going on? And there was the husband, the wife on the conference call, and their lawyer. Mm-hmm. Their lawyer, the real estate lawyer, and the divorce lawyer. He's like, I just want to let you know, Greg, we're reading through the contract and everything, and we know you always give us the, gave us the clause of cancel anytime. As of today, we cancel you, and we just cancel the contract, cancel everything in your deal. So you're not entitled to the commission. I'm like, what do you mean? We're closing next week.
Yeah.
So technically, by law, I was still the procuring cause, so I could still, like,
Yes.
sue them and get my money, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, you know what? At that moment, that like it hit me a little bit. Like I got, my heart will start beating. This was years ago. I was like, I'm like, you know what? Then I was thinking in my head, I'm like, you know what? If it makes you guys sleep at night, it's cool. That's okay.
But
like
what
I
was
let
the
her
reason?
go. Because the husband wanted more payout, more money. He didn't want to pay commission.
What happened to the property?
It's still sold. They sold it to the buyer. I was a seller agent. They just got me out of the deal.
Wow.
They took me out. The wife, don't get me wrong, she called me. She apologized. She like say, hey, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I gotta finish up this divorce, and we had to like, it was part of his condition to eliminate you. The other agent like called me, the buyer agent, like, Greg, you still get paid. Like everybody was upset. You still got to get paid. Tell them, get your lawyer. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I sleep good at night. I like my conscience clean.
Yeah.
And I let her go. And then, but you know what? I'll tell you the truth. In the long run, the universe works in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
You lose one, and all of a sudden, it's like one door closed, three open.
Yeah.
We do different.
You buy leads?
Somewhat. Like I have a Zillow account.
You pay for them?
Yeah, I pay it. There's a Zillow account that I pay. I don't know how good it is, but
Why are you paying for it?
I send it to my agents.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you do any Zillow?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Don't do it, Zillow.
Okay, you don't do Zillow. You do anything else?
I don't want to feed the beast.
Okay, so you're against Zillow. Okay, you're against
it.
Zillow. Wait, you're against Zillow. You're against all the leads?
No, I get Google leads.
Okay. So you're against, it seems like,
For agents. For my agents.
Okay, you do Google ad, you do the Google ad. Okay.
Google.
But you're against like these big corporate accounts, like you're against almost like Zillow, the Redfin, the EXP. You kind of I sense I hate.
No.
I'm just saying,
I feel I don't. Here's the thing. I don't like EXP agents that are calling me.
Okay.
And have nothing to offer other than come work under me and let
but you
me.
gotta understand,
Let
they're hungry. They're hungry to make money. So what's wrong with that?
Give me something in return.
What they got to give you? They want to make money. They're like you when you started. You want to make money too, and you were like, door knocking and everything. And now the door knocking you. You're the same thing.
No.
You have to put yourself in their shoes.
No. Like I'm recruiting agents too.
So you recruit them. You know what I told them, the Compass person? I'm like, what? It's funny you text me. I'm looking for people too. Like, you want to come work with me? Because
That's smart.
I swear to God, I got a text and she never replied. I'm like, I'm like, you're not that good. And then I'm like, you're not that good as a salesperson. Why wouldn't you reply? You should reply friendly. Like, what? Maybe I'll think about it one day.
I have an email that I send out to 9,000 agents in the neighborhood. I
That's cool.
I got the emails, and I sent out yesterday and the email, and one agent replies me, "You need to check your spellings."
Wow.
Because I maybe made a mistake somewhere. And I replied back, I was so excited about the content, maybe I misspelled a couple words.
That's awesome.
But I was just feeling it. I just wanted to. Yeah.
But again, that could be a hater.
Yeah, she was a hater.
It probably was a hater.
And she unsubscribed and she did
probably
news report.
Probably a hater that hates you.
Yeah, like you had
she look you up and people.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters.
A lot of haters.
There's a lot of haters.
But let's talk.
Not everybody's happy about your success. Remember that.
And the more successful you get, the more haters you get.
The more, like my bench.
The more people that want to,
Yeah.
But those were the kids. Those are the kids.
Yeah,
probably.
Those are probably the kids for sure.
Probably the kids that drew some horns on you.
No, but I got haters. I had an ad actually on Frano. It's an Italian magazine that goes to a lot of Italian people.
Yeah.
And I put my numbers, right?
Right.
And I had somebody that doesn't know to look up stats.
Yeah.
She sends me a whole letter. I'm going to report you to the state. You're advertising wrong numbers. You're making yourself good. I'm like, and she didn't put no number, anonymous.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is she talking? I'm like, I contacted the producer. I'm like, listen, let her know. I'm like, I'll give you all the information, all my stats if you want. I'm like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah.
Just a random hater, hates that,
Yeah, but a lot of people also, like, I've had some emails coming from my listings that some agents are looking up if your listing and stuff is everything up to date or correct. And they would write an email and CC the board members.
Yes.
And it would say, yeah, check this.
You know, one of those violations on MLS.
Yeah.
I get them. I get those constantly.
Yeah, me too.
I literally called MLS. I call and they're like, yeah, just somebody, you know.
Some report, anonymous report.
They do it on purpose all the time.
All the time. They got nothing to do. They just check the stats and you know, see if they can put you into trouble.
Maybe another thing we've talked about, because I feel like we came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Because your dad's not a realtor. My dad's not a realtor. We got,
but
you know what I mean?
I've got something from my dad that helps me right now. He's a doctor, and I've seen throughout my childhood how he talks to the patients.
That's awesome.
He picks up the phone 10 p.m.
That's awesome.
And he talks to them, and way and that tone and everything, the attitude, I grabbed it and I just repeated, and it works for me.
I got something from my dad
what
too.
I got.
My dad, a construction guy.
Yeah.
And he told me, until your arms work, then you're good. When they don't work anymore, you're not good. So I treat every transaction as my last transaction.
Nice.
So that's why I just work.
He's here?
You know? No, he's in Italy now.
Italy.
He used to be here, then went back and forth, but he's in Italy.
Yeah, for retirement.
Yeah.
What can you do? What do you think you could be doing other than real estate? Let's say there's no real estate. Right now you're starting.
Actually, real estate for me is just a product. I could sell anything.
Anything.
If I got to sell the phone, cigars, I got to work here, anything.
But don't you think that in real estate, it's a little bit different process?
I love real estate, but it's all about people.
Yes.
It's not about
when
real
you're selling
estate, people.
Cars, it's a little bit different, I think.
No, I could make the car industry better.
You could make?
Because they don't do relationship.
They don't
do. They don't do relationship at all. They treat you like,
I'll tell you a story.
You're in and out. I could make it completely different, the car industry.
I'll tell you a story about buying.
Maybe we should.
Buying a car. Look, I bought. My wife was buying a car. We went to a dealership. We know the sales manager at the store. It's a friend of our friend. We come in. We look for red RX with a beige interior.
Yeah.
The guy pulls out there's nothing in stock.
Nothing.
He pulls out the card paper. He says, "Buy it." It's a black and white. I said, "Okay, like I need to touch it because there's a longer, there's a shorter.
Correct.
I want to see what's there's a 3-seater and 2-seater. I want 3. I don't know. I don't see the pictures. I'm like, I can't buy it. Like, we buy it all the time like that. We sell it all the time like that." And then his attitude is like, "We need to close. We need to close. We need to close."
Closing on it.
So I'm getting out of the store. Any way I can. My wife is just listening to him and says, "Let's buy it." I'm like, "No," because she's we opposite a little bit on that.
Yeah.
And so we're getting out, and then I'm figuring out that there's another lady in the store in that dealership working and selling cars. I'm getting a hold of her. She's saying that there is a car not too far.
Wow.
She will get it into the dealership, and we can see it, and then we can buy it.
Wow.
We buy it. We buy that car from the same dealership.
Wow.
After touching it, but not only that, we bought the same car, and I see that this car is the same that he was showing us.
Wow.
But I bought it with her, same car, not with him, because of the salesperson. A lot of times, I'm not buying the product I came for because of the salesperson.
It's all about the person. Anywhere I go, right? My cleaners, my place where I get my mortadella and prosciutto. It's people that I know.
Yeah.
That I know, I like them. You got to be likable. This is our business too. That's why at the end of the day, this is what we're selling. Yeah, it's important, but anybody could sell it. It's nothing to do with, it's a product. At the end of the day, it's a people job.
You didn't build it.
No.
No, you sell other people's products.
We're there to help them out, to guide them, you know?
Yeah.
But it's all about the person. You got to connect to the person. It's all about the people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of times I was just, the person was the problem. Like the effort and the attitude was the problem.
Yeah, the attitude, the car people, I don't know, they just want to sell. That's it.
Yeah.
They don't care about relationship. If they would focus more on relationship, I think, yes, maybe in the first 2 years it'll be slower and they'll make less money, but in the long run, they're gonna make so much money. Even when I got in the business, I used to not make this. I didn't have 100 deals. No way. All the agents, all the big shot agents, they used to make fun of me. My ways were like strange. Cancel anytime. What are you, stupid? I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you should make them sign this and that. You're wasting your time. I'm like, listen, man, it's okay. I used to get, even in banking, I used to get in trouble all the time. You're spending too much time with the client on your desk. You're spending too much time. The manager, pissed off, always pissed off. Never give me enough. I'm like, listen, I want to do what's right. Whatever. If it takes time, But in the long run, the client will always stick with you if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
And it'll come later.
And I see also like the people who sell cars, they don't go about like building their own business.
No.
They just wait until somebody enters the door.
Yes.
That's how they do it. Like you could have been doing the same thing as us. Like putting a lot of content about the cars and just building your brand so people reach out and then you sell them what you
They
have.
could do the same thing.
They could do the same thing.
At the end of the day, this is it's a sales job. You know, don't get me wrong. We do love it. I love real estate, but it is a little bit sales, right? In a way, but I don't make it sales. Like I'm not a good salesperson. I'm really not.
The term salesperson is a little bit misunderstood, I think. The salesperson is not the one who convinces someone to buy. It's the one who can ask the questions that helps that person decide whether you need the product or not. And when the person thinks, and when the person decides that they don't need it, and you help them to understand that they don't need it.
But in real estate too, what it is trust. If they could trust you, if they trust you, and they know they could trust you, then they'll believe you and they'll feel more comfortable in that transaction, in anything. But if they don't have that trust, then they're always going to have doubts.
But go back to like figuring out whether the person needs the product or not. Let's say you sell in a multi-unit, and then there's a situation in their family that like maybe you don't need this right now.
That's fine.
That helping them understand that is actually better.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
You're saving yourself time because the biggest mistake that the real estate agent can make when they know something and they're trying to hide it because they want to make the commission.
No, you don't have to hide.
You have a couple things that are going to happen.
Yes.
They're going to figure it out in the middle of the process.
Or later on.
Or later on, which is even worse.
It's not worth it.
It's worse even.
It's not.
How do you stay in touch with your past clients? What do you do? Like
a little bit of everything. You know, I mean, of course, I'm top of mind online. But besides that, I'm a big promoter of mailers. Like I mail. They get something like
mail is old school.
What do you mean it's old school? What do you mean it's old school?
Come on, you mailing?
What do you mean? You're having a cigar right now? That's old school.
No, cigars. I enjoy a cigar. Who's going to enjoy your mail?
Somebody always you get something on the mail. It's not about.
I always throw it away.
You throw it.
You send gifts or you send a bunch of promotional stuff?
No. I send the gifts, but my mailers. I mean, like I'll send my pretty face, right? Maybe pretty. And I'll send it on the basketball calendar.
Oh, they're going to put it on the fridge and
they
say,
put it with a magnet. Sometimes it happens all the time. People save it. I have it so many times, and people like, you know.
You got email, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got a bunch of.
You think everybody's on it? What about my client that's like doesn't go on that stuff, or doesn't have time? You think everybody is playing around the computer like you? Sorry, buddy, I don't mean playing around. You know, what about people who work real jobs, 9 to 5? They don't have time to go.
Who's not on the Facebook?
You think everybody has an iPhone? What about people? There's some people that don't have iPhone, don't have an email.
How did you do a deal with them then if it's your past client? You got an email from them?
I'll tell you the truth. I have a few clients right now.
At least 5.
I've been driving. I've been going there.
Yeah,
yes.
I believe that. That could happen too. Yeah. So maybe you send a text message instead of the mailer.
They don't even do text.
That's even better.
My dad doesn't do text.
Then call.
My dad can't even press the button on the phone. His finger's this big.
They make a call. What do you mail? What do you mail?
You know, basketball calendar, soccer calendar, hockey. Yeah, basketball, football.
You think they need it?
It doesn't matter if they need it, they don't. Maybe some need it, maybe some don't.
Your face is in there.
My face on it, my number is on it.
Yeah.
Whatever, it works.
You think I should do it?
I think you should. I think you're missing out.
Missing out?
There's a good sector. I'm not saying
How much money you spend on that?
Per year?
Yeah.
You know, probably 15 grand, easy.
You think you can put 15 grand in a better use?
I don't care. I like it this way. I'm stubborn on certain stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like it. It works for me. Until the numbers don't, you know, I'm all about the facts, right?
You don't even know your numbers on that. You don't know the ROI on the mailer.
I don't, but I know my phone's ringing.
Yeah.
So
you think that works?
So I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
What do you think is going to be happening next year? What are your predictions? In terms of, let's say, price, and let's say number of deals, maybe number of transactions, sales happening.
Yeah, I think it's gonna, you know, I think the market's gonna get steady. It's gonna be steady. It's gonna hit a plateau, right?
I think it's gonna be slow.
You think it's slow?
I think it's gonna be less sellers and less buyers. It's just gonna be dragging this 2023 until Fed starts to lower interest rates. That's good. higher interest rates, I think, is going to be 2023. They're still going to be around what they are.
They might go a little higher too.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I think what's going to happen. Sorry to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
But I think this winter is slowing down because of the holidays too. Remember, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is a normal slowdown. Because in the past 2 years, it was busy because the rates were so low. So this season right now is normal. It's a little bit the rates, but it's a little bit also normal for Chicago. I think starting the next year, I think, in my opinion, things are going to be steady because there's going to be a lot of new buyers that come in the market around February, and then they're going to get used to these new higher rates. Mm-hmm. So they're just going to be approved a little bit less. Mm-hmm. So they're still going to need a place to buy. And some sellers are going to be more realistic because they're going to look at the comps now, not from July, they're going to look at the comps from November, December, October.
But the seller who's selling and having 3% interest rate will need to take 7, 8.
That's true too, but it's not, you know how many sellers there are from like 2011 still, 2012, they bought even before and they have equity. You know what I mean? It's not only the 3%.
Going to be a cash buyer?
It could be that too.
I think here's my opinion about the real estate market that never will change no matter what the interest rate or prices do. There's more business than you can handle, always. If you look in MLS, closings are happening every day, forever. But there's going to be less deals per, I think, if the agent count stays the same, there's going to be less deals per agent with one thing, there's going to be agents leaving, which maybe increase the price deals per agent.
That's what happened around when we had the crash in 08.
Yeah, a lot of agents
left. I was as busy as now. I swear to God, I was as busy as, those 2 years of COVID with the great rate. I was as busy as now. It didn't change for me. Maybe I made a little bit less money, but so what? You got to work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You make a little less money, but you still, buying and selling is huge. People always need a place to live, and there's always new situation in their life.
I've heard Gary Keller on an Inman interview did an interview and said that 2023 in number of sales will be the second worst year in a 40-year history.
In 2023?
Yeah, Gary Keller said.
Okay.
I believe it. I think there's going to be much less sales, transactions overall. But if you look at your own production, I think that you should not even worry about it.
No.
I think that you can't even handle 1% of the business
I agree.
is gonna is available.
I agree. I agree.
Because a lot of agents are gonna leave.
Correct.
And it's gonna open up the window. You're gonna promote yourself. You're gonna do all this stuff. You're gonna work hard, and then when the gate opens, you're ready to receive the business. And those agents that left are gonna start coming back, and now they're gonna start from the scratch.
Correct. Instead, you've already been working with a lot of clients.
And positioning yourself.
Yeah, you position yourself in it.
But we're talking about agents. How about we talk about sellers and buyers? For sellers,
for sellers, it depends where they're at.
The inventory is low, so your competition is low right now.
Correct, exactly. Your inventory,
so it's a good market
you have less
still.
competition.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got less competition, and there's going to be a good amount of buyers.
Still buyers. You still multiple offers. You see multiple offers.
Depending on if you price it right, yes. You could have multiple offers.
Yeah.
It's no problem at all. You know what I mean? But maybe it depends where you're at. You might have, there's a lot of sellers with the houses paid off.
Yes.
Not everybody have mortgage.
I think the stat is like 40 or 50% houses in America are paid off.
Yes, exactly.
Big time.
So those sellers are going to be fine. They're going to have cash, or they're going to buy something else with cash, maybe.
Cash, yeah.
So it doesn't matter for them. And then the buyers got to be a little bit more caution. They do their numbers.
What do you think was going to happen with the prices? Come down a little bit?
There's a lot of talk and rumors everywhere, right? You hear like Patrick Bet-David, 40%, 30%. I don't know.
But
yes, no,
I'll tell you this.
What?
He was showing that little graph where a couple months the inventory went up.
You did a little segment on it.
I did. We did.
Yeah, I saw
and now the inventory is not going up in the same speed as he was showing. He said, this is the stat you need to look at. The inventory going up. It's not going up.
It's not, because not a lot of people are desperate to sell.
Yeah. No, they pull off.
Exactly.
If it's not selling, I'll put it up.
This is my opinion, my sincere opinion. I think 2019 was the right spot. We were at the right spot in 2019. The market wasn't super busy. It was a little just steady, and the prices were really realistic, and the rates were not that low. The rates were like 4 or 5. Yeah.
4 to 5, yeah.
I think we're going to go back to that. That's
not 2023.
Maybe in 2024?
Later. Yeah. I think it's going to be. It's
Perhaps.
going to take some time to
It's
bring
going
the
to take some
inflation
time.
down.
It could be. It could.
Yeah.
Either way,
Either way.
Either way, you adapt to the times. Everybody has a certain situation, and you figure stuff out.
Yeah.
You can't give up either way. Whatever buyer, seller, agent, you have to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There's always a solution.
All right, Greg. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on. This was a great episode.
Yeah, no, it was great.
I think the
for
audience,
having
got a lot of knowledge, and
I think it was fun. It was fun. We caught,
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching it. See you next time.
I appreciate it. Ciao.